chronic kidney disease, normally known as CKD, is a long-term condition where the kidneys do not work as well as they should. And this condition is on the increase, especially in developing countries, and of course all over the world. Actually, all over the world. It's a bit of concern to me. What made me to actually look into it is the number of people that have been reported to have a chronic kidney disease, CKD. And two major culprits for this condition are hypertension, obviously high blood pressure that is not controlled, and diabetes that is not controlled. These two are also on the increase. So you can see one thing leads to the other. Chronic kidney disease can be a big deal, and it can have a huge financial burden on families. You have seen how things are at the moment. People are struggling to feed or to look after their families. And the last thing they want to be thinking about as well is to be spending huge amount of money in hospitals looking after themselves or their relatives looking after them because they have kidney problem, kidney disease or chronic. And when it gets to chronic, there's usually no cure. It can just be managed and stuff like that. So better to do things to help yourself than allow it to get to that stage where it becomes very chronic. And then the next thing you start hearing of kidney failure. And when there's kidney failure, you start thinking about dialysis. How many people can afford dialysis? So my people, each time we talk about health here, I'm very passionate when I talk about health. And to note that the two major culprits for chronic kidney disease, which is on the increase all over the world, especially in African countries, is hypertension and diabetes. A lot of people are walking around with hypertension and diabetes. They don't even know it. Some people who know that they have it, they do self-medicate. They will take their medication today and they will not take it the next day. They think, oh, my blood pressure or my blood sugar is fine today, and they will not take their medication. A lot of complications. A lot of people are dealing with a lot. The effects of hypertension and the effects of diabetes cannot be overemphasized. So we have to keep talking about this. So, and this chronic kidney disease being on the increase is also very, very worrying. There are so many things. As I say, these major things, hypertension and diabetes, are the main culprits, but also the type of water we drink or not even drinking enough is also not good for our kidneys. We have to make sure that we are well hydrated and that we are also drinking water that is pure, not some of this water that people drink from any source. You have to make sure that you're drinking pure water. When I say pure, I don't mean what they call pure water back home, which I think we just discussed that briefly on my live stream the other day. Talking about pure water. They call it pure water, but what is pure about that water that is in sachets and people carry it all over under the sunshine and they're just in nylon, which is not good for our health. But anyway, so there are so many contributory factors why people are developing kidney disease. And obviously, sometimes by the time they even realize or seek help, it has gone into chronic and then causing other kinds of problems. And it gets to a stage where they have to have dialysis. And how many people can afford dialysis? I've talked about high blood pressure before, but today, since we are talking about two major problems that can lead to chronic kidney disease, being hypertension and diabetes, I'm going to just quickly run the risk, list some of the risks of high blood pressure. Obviously, the major one is heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, heart failure, peripheral artery disease, aortic aneurysms, and so on and so forth. Even vascular dementia. High blood pressure is a big deal. We have to check our blood pressure all the time. Make sure that you keep it below what it should be, maybe 140/90 or below. If it gets over that, you have to seek attention and keep an eye on your blood pressure. When you're having regular headaches and stuff like that, it may not necessarily be that you have high blood pressure. It may be that you're dehydrated, and dehydration is not good as well. So once you have continuous signs of various things, please, especially repeated headaches, there are so many reasons why that can happen. Don't just pop in paracetamol and keep going. Check these things out. I don't know. We have to keep saying these things because when each time I hear about this chronic kidney disease that people are suffering, and even younger people, it's affecting younger people. It's no longer about people who are older. So it really bothers me. So hypertension, diabetes. Some people have like familial history of high blood pressure. No matter, even if they try to manage it with their diet, sometimes it does not help. Even if you have a history of high blood pressure, some people have that. No matter what they do, no matter the change of their lifestyle, it's still high. In that case, make sure that you are on top of your medication. Then, just to make sure that it's below, that is normal range, and instead of being above the limit, it should be below, so that you can avoid the risk of these things I just listed out. And diabetes, that one, I've talked about it enough in this channel, but I think we just have to keep, touching this case of diabetes, because with this chronic kidney disease, we have to talk about diabetes, because uncontrolled diabetes can lead to all sorts. Please, my people, it's just I don't want to go into too much medical terms and stuff like that. Just an overview. Let us look after our general health. Let us always check ourselves. Make sure that you check your blood pressure regularly. Make sure that you check your blood sugar regularly. Make sure that these things are at bay, at normal range. If you're diagnosed with any of these things, make sure that you just shrug your shoulder and think that it's not your portion. Do something, change your lifestyle, do whatever you have to do to help yourself. Because when you become very unwell, it starts affecting other people in your family who will be looking after you. And then you will not have good quality of life. Let us do our best to help ourselves. Chronic kidney disease is on the increase, and we can do a lot to help ourselves. I'm going to stop you here. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye and God bless.